Hello friends, today we will discuss about hearing. Let us first discuss about physiological anatomy of ear. Ear is the organ for hearing and equilibrium. It is supplied by vestibulocochlear nerve and it is located in the petrous part of temporal bone. Structure of ear, it consists of three parts: external ear, middle ear and internal ear. Starting with external ear, it has pinna or it is also known as auricle. It is cartilaginous expanded portion. It is made up of fibroelastic cartilage which is covered by skin. Lobule consists of fibrous and adipose tissue. Here you can see. Next part is external auditory canal. Length of the canal is 2.5 cm. It is ash shaped and the direction is forward, inward and medially. Canal has two parts, cartilaginous part and bony part. In the external auditory canal, sebaceous and ceruminous glands are present and they secrete oil and wax. This canal extends up to tympanic membrane. Next part is tympanic membrane, which is also known as eardrum. It separates external and middle ear and it is oval shaped with concavity towards external auditory meatus. Tympanic membrane consists of three types of tissue. They are skin, fibrous tissue and mucous membrane. And the function of tympanic membrane is to vibrate and pass the vibrations to ear ossicles. Next part is middle ear, which is also known as tympanic cavity. It is air-filled cavity in the temporal bone and it contains ear ossicles. Also it has opening of pharyngeotympanic tube, which is also known as eustachian tube. Muscles present in the middle ear, they are tensor tympani muscle and stapedius. Walls of the middle ear. Lateral wall consists of tympanic membrane. Medial wall, it is a thin layer of temporal bone in which there are two openings, one that is oval window and other is round window. Roof and floor of the middle ear is formed by temporal bone. Posterior wall is formed by temporal bone with openings leading to mastoid antrum, through which air passes to air cells within mastoid process. Anterior wall has two canals. Upper canal lodges tensor tympani muscle and lower canal lodges eustachian tube. Now we discuss eustachian tube, which is also known as pharyngeotympanic tube or auditory tube. It is about 4 to 5 cm long and it is the connection between nasopharynx and the middle ear cavity. Function of eustachian tube is to equalize the pressure on two sides of the tympanic membrane. Applied aspect, eustachian tube is usually closed but it opens during swallowing or yawning and it equalizes the pressure on either side of the tympanic membrane. Eustachian tube of infants, it is shorter as compared to adult and therefore chances of middle ear infection are more frequent in infants as compared to adults. Ear ossicles. Mainly three ear ossicles are present. They are Malleus, Incus and Stapes. Malleus, it is like hammer shaped. Parts are, it consists of head, neck and handle. Handle of the Malleus is attached with the tympanic membrane and head is attached with the body of Incus. Incus, the shape of Incus is like anvil and it has body, short process and long process. Long process binds with the head of Stapes. Stapes. Stapes is stirrup shaped ear ossicle and it has head, anterior crus, posterior crus and foot plate. Foot plate is attached with the oval window by annular ligament. Thus, these ossicles, they function as a lever system to transmit vibration of the tympanic membrane to the oval window. The surface area of tympanic membrane is about 55 mm square and the surface area of stapes is 3.2 mm square. Therefore, total surface area is increased by 17 times. Muscles present in the middle ear, they are tensor tympani and stapedius. Tensor tympani is attached to the malleus. When the muscle contracts, it pulls the malleus medially and decreases the vibration of the tympanic membrane. Stapedius is attached to the nape of stapes, and when it contracts, it pulls the stapes away from the oval window. You can see here the diagram shows contraction of stapedius and tensor tympani muscle, and they are useful in tympanic reflex, which is also known as attenuation reflex. Next is inner ear. It has two parts, bony labyrinth, which is series of channels in the temporal bone, and membranous labyrinth, which lies inside the bony labyrinth, and it has three parts, vestibule, which consists of utricle and saccule, semicircular canals and cochlea. Bony labyrinth, it is the cavity in the petrous part of temporal bone, and it is filled with the perilymph. Perilymph is the fluid which is similar to extracellular fluid. Bony labyrinth consists of three parts, vestibule, cochlea and semicircular canal. Membranous labyrinth. It has also three parts, vestibule, which consists of utricle and saccule, cochlea and semicircular canal. Cochlea, which means snail's shell. It is coiled tube which makes 2.5 turns. Lumen of the cochlea is divided by two membranes into three cavities, and the membranes are resinous membrane and basilar membrane. These two membranes, they divide the cavity of cochlea in three compartments, and they are scala vestibuli, scala media and scala tympani. Scala vestibuli is the uppermost compartment into which oval window opens. Scala media is the middle compartment in which organ of corti is located, and scala tympani is the lower compartment which ends at the round window. Scala vestibuli and scala tympani are filled with perilymph. They are connected with each other at the apex of the cochlea through helicotrema, that is a small opening, and scala media is filled with the endolymph, which is secreted by stria vascularis, which is located on the wall of scala media. Organ of corti, it is the receptor for hearing and it is located on the basilar membrane. Structure, it has, you can see here, two rods of corti, and in between these rods of corti there is a tunnel of corti. It has inner and outer hair cells. Inner hair cells are 3500 in number and they are supported by inner phalangeal cells. Outer hair cells are 20,000 in number and supported by deter cells. Hair cells have cilia known as stereocilia. Base of the hair cells lie on the basilar membrane and upper ends are embedded in the reticular lamina. Upper ends are covered with the tectorial membrane. Now, what are the functions of hair cells? Inner hair cells, they are primary sensory cells and they generate action potential in the auditory nerve, whereas outer hair cells, they detect presence of the sound and they improve hearing by influencing the vibration of basilar membrane. This is all about physiological anatomy of ear. Thank you. Thanks for watching.